ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरो। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अल्पाक्षरम् असन्दिग्धम्
अल्पाक्षरम् असन्दिग्धम्
सारवत् विश्वतोमुखम्
सारवत् विश्वतोमुखम्
स्तोभम् अनवद्यम् च
स्तोभम् अनवद्यम् च
सूत्रम् सूत्रविदो विदुः
सूत्रम् सूत्रविदो विदुः
अयुन्
अयुन्
लक्
ऋलक्
एओङ्
एओङ्
ऐ औच्
ऐऔच्
अयवरट्
हयवरट्
लन्
लन्
यमगणनम्
यमगणनम्
अभै
जबै
षडदश
षडदश
जबगडदश
जबगडदश
कफ चठथ चटतौ
कफ चटथ चटतौ
जबगडदश।
Oh, no, we didn't
say that.
Okay, fine. Kapai
Kapai
Shashasar
Shashasar
Hal
Hal
Kuga Visarjaniyanam Kantaha
Visarjaniyanam Kantaha
Tuyashanam Talu
Ichuyashanam Talu
Turashanam Urdha
Riturashanam Urdha
Lutulasanam Dantaha
Lutulasanam Dantaha
Upopatmaniyanam Oshtau
उपपद्मानीयानाम् ओष्ठौ
यामाङ्गानां नासिका च
यामाननानां नासिका च
एदैतोः कण्ठतालु
एदैतोः कण्ठतालु
दौतोः कण्ठ ओष्ठम्
ओदौतोः कण्ठोष्ठम्
कारस्य दन्त ओष्ठम्
वकारस्य दन्त ओष्ठम्
जह्वामूलीयस्य जह्वामूल्यम्
जिह्वामूलीयस्य जिह्वामूल्यम्
सिका अनुस्वारस्य
नासिका अनुस्वारस्य
रामो राजमनिः सदा विजयते रामं रमेशं भजे
रामो राजमनिः सदा विजयते रामं रमेशं भजे
रामेणाभिहता निशाचरचमूः रामाय तस्मै नमः
रामेणाभिहता निशाचरचमूः रामाय तस्मै नमः
नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम्
नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम्
मे चित्तलयः सदा भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर
रामे चित्तलयः सदा भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर
तु औजस्
औजस्
शस्
औक्षस्
ताभ्याम्बिस्
ताभ्याम्बिस्
एभ्याम्ब्यस्
एभ्याम्ब्यस्
सीभ्याम्ब्यस्
नसीभ्याम्ब्यस्
अस् ओस् आम्
नस् ओसाम्
इ ओसुप्
नी ओसुप्
सु औजस्
सु औजस्
तिप्तस्थि
तिप्तस्थि
सिप्तस्थ
सिप्तस्थ
निर्वस्मस्
मिप्वस्मस्
आतां च
तां च
आस् आतां द्वम् इट् वहि महि
वहि महिं
ईतः अन्ति
पीतः अन्ति
सीतः थ
सीतः थ
इ वह मह
वह
ते आते अन्ते
आते अन्ते
से आते द्वे
ते आते द्वे
ये वहे महे
ये वहे महे
Sundar, you can do this dhatu. Share the screen. We are doing fourth gana dhatus. In the fourth gana dhatu, div dhatu. The first dhatu of this gana, fourth gana, is div dhatu. That is why it is called divadi gana. Div dhatu, krida, vijigisha, Vyavahara, Duti, Stuti, Moda, Mada, Swapna, Kanti, Katishu. So many meanings the dhatu Div is used. Div means to shine, to play. Many meanings are there. So Div dhatu, Parasmaipali dhatu. Sundarji, you can do the Latlaka.
Yes. Divyati, Divyataha, Divyanti, Divyasi, Divyataha, Divyata, Divyami, Divyavaha, Divyamaha.
You can note this. Div dhatu, the Upada E becomes E. By some rule it becomes. You will see that later. Context will come. There we will see. How you know the form only. Divyati. Then similarly the next one also. Shiv dhatu. Shiv is Tantu Santane. To weave. To sew. This also becomes Dirgha. The dhatu, Upadeshika dhatu, beginning with Murdhanya Shakara becomes Sakara. We know that. Upadeshika dhatu beginning with Murdhanya Shakara will become Sakara. Murdhanya Nakara will become Nakara, Dantya Nakara.
Nakara.
So by applying that rule, Shakara becomes Sakara. And Upada, E becomes E. Sivyati, Sivyataha, Sivyanti. The form will be like this. There is a similarity between these two. Akara is there. So therefore something happens. We'll see that rule later, but know the forms. It is Divyati. And that too, this dhatu, the first dhatu, the dhatu of the Gana, first dhatu. Therefore the form is Divyati. Okay. Then continuing. Karoti, Kurutaha, Kurvanti.
Karoti, Krutaha, Kurvanti,
Kurvanti.
Karoshi, Kurutaha, Kurutha.
Karoshi, Krutaha, Kurutha,
Karomi, Kurvaha, Kurmaha.
Karomi, Kurvaha, Kurvaha,
Kurute, Kurvate, Kurvate.
Kurvate,
Kurvati.
Kurushe, Kurvate, Kurudve.
Kurushe, Kurvate, Kurudve,
Kurve, Kurvahe, Kurmahe.
Kurve, Kurvahe, Kurmahe,
Takara, Tam, An.
Takara, Tam, An,
Takara, Tam, Ta.
Takara, Tam, Ta,
Ma.
Ma,
Ta, Atam, Anta.
Ta, Atam, Anta,
Anta.
Ha, Ha, Atam, Dvam.
Atam,
I, Vahi, Mahi.
Vahi, Mahi,
Samaji, same dhatu.
Adivyat, Adivyatam, Adivyan, Adivyaha, Adivyatam, Adivyata, Adivyam, Adivyava, Adivyama.
Divyava, Adivyama. Okay. Now, continuing. Akarot, Akurutam, Akurvan.
Akarot,
Akarot, Akurutam, Akurvan,
Ho, Akurutam, Akuruta.
Akaroho, Akurutam, Akurta,
Karavam, Akurva, Akurma.
Karavam, Akurva, Akurma,
Akuruta, Akurvata, Akurvata.
Akurta,
Akurta, Akurvata, Akurvata,
कुर्वत
कुरुथाः अकुर्वाथाम् अकुरुध्वम्
अकुरुथाः
अकुर्वाथाम्
अकुर्वाथाम्
अकुर्वम्
कुर्वी अकुर्वहि अकुर्महि
अकुर्वी
अकुर्वी
अकुर्वहि अकुर्महि
अस्ति स्तः सन्ति
अस्ति स्तः सन्ति
असि स्तः स्त
असि स्तः स्त
अस्मि स्वः स्मः
अस्मि स्वः स्मः
असीत् आस्ताम् आसन्
आसीत् आसन्
आसीः आस्तम् आस्त
आसीत् आस्तम् आस्त
सम् आस्व आस्म
आसम् आस्म
तु ताम् अन्तु
ताम् अन्तु
तं त
तं त
आनि आव आम
आनि आव आम
ताम् इताम् अन्ताम्
ताम् इताम् अन्ताम्
इथाम् द्वम्
स्व इथाम् द्वम्
ऐ आवहै आमहै
ऐ आवहै आमहै
ऐ not A. Good. Ganesh ji.
लोट लकार दीव्यतु दीव्यताम दीव्यन्तु दीव्य दीव्यतम दीव्यत दीव्यानि दीव्याव दीव्याम
करोतु कुरुताम् कुर्वन्तु
करोतु कुरुताम् कुर्वन्तु
कुरुतम् कुरुत
कुरुतं कुरुत
करवाणि करवाव करवाम
करवाणि करवाव करवाम
कुरुताम् कुर्वाताम् कुर्वताम्
कुरुताम् कुर्वाताम् कुर्वताम्
कुरुष्व कुर्वाथाम् कुरुध्वम्
कुरुष्व कुर्वाताम् कुरुध्वम्
वै करवावहै करवामहै
करवै करवावहै करवामहै
ईत् ईताम् ईयुः
ईताम् ईयुः
ईः ईतम् ईत
ईतम्
ईयम् ईव ईम
ईयम् ईव ईम
ईत ईयाताम् ईरन्
ईत ईयाताम् ईरन्
आह ईयाथाम् ईद्वम्
ईथाः ईयाथाम् ईद्वम्
य ईवहि ईमहि
मही
लिंग लकार दीव्येत दीव्येताम दीव्येयुः दीव्येः दीव्येतम दीव्येत दीव्येयम दीवेव दीवेम
कुर्यात् कुर्याताम् कुर्युः
कुर्यात् कुर्याताम् कुर्युः
कुर्याः कुर्यातं कुर्यात
कुर्यातं
कुर्यात
कुर्यां कुर्याव कुर्याम
कुर्याम कुर्याम
कुर्वीत कुर्वीयातां कुर्वीरन्
कुर्वीत
कुर्वीयातां
कुर्वीरन्
कुर्वीथाः कुर्वीयाथां कुर्वीद्वम्
कुर्वीथाः कुर्वीद्वम्
कुर्वीय कुर्वीमहि कुर्वीमहि
कुर्वीय कुर्वीवहि कुर्वीमहि
स्तोस्तां सन्तु
अस्तु स्तां सन्तु
यदि स्तंस्त
एधि स्तंस्त
सानि असाव असाम
असानि असाव असाम
स्यात् स्यातां स्युः
स्यात् स्युः
स्याः स्यातं स्यात्
स्याः स्यातं स्यात्
स्यां स्याव स्याम
स्यां
राम
and you can read.
विदेशेषु धनं विद्या व्यसनेषु धनं मतिः परलोके धनं धर्मः शीलं सर्वत्र वै धनम्.
Yes. Kriya Padam, you have to supply. So,
भवत्या अस्ति.
Sandhi, any Sandhi Vichedanam Kraniyam? No.
विदेशेषु धनं अनुस्वार विद्या व्यवसेनेषु धनं same thing मतिः परलोके धनं same thing धर्मः शीलं that's a sure letter so visarga stays शीलं small same thing sarvatra vai dhanam.
Yes. So each line in this Bhashitam is a sentence. Dhanam Vidya. So Dhanam, what is Dhanam? Dhanam is wealth. Vidya is wealth. What Vibhakti Dhanam and what Vibhakti Vidya?
Vidya is prathama vibhakti ekavachanam strilingam.
Okay. Dhanam.
Same thing prathama vibhakti ekavachanam napumsakalingam.
Napumsakalingam. So both are prathama vibhakti. So it is subject to complement. Dhanam Vidya. Vidya is Dhanam. Knowledge is the wealth. Videsheshu. Where? Videsheshu. Anyadesheshu. Anyadesheshu. Dhanam. Anyadesheshu Vidya Dhanam. So knowledge is a wealth in the other place, other country. Similarly, Dhanam Matihi. Matihi is a Dhanam. Where? Vyasaneshu. Vyasana is Kashtakala. Dukkha Samaya. Kashtakaleshu. Matihi Dhanam. Matihi is Buddhihi. So Buddhihi Dhanam Bhavati. Vyasaneshu. Kashtakaleshu. Matihi Dhanam Bhavati. Then Paraloke. Paraloke Dharmaha Dhanam. Dharma is Punyam. But Adrishta Palam Punyam, what is gained? It is the Dhanam. That Punya Palam, what is gained? Sampadita Punya Palam, Dharmaha dhanam bhavati. Kutra? Paraloke. Sheelam sarvatra vaidanam. Sheelam is the conduct, the achara, the behavior, the virtue, achara. Sheelam sarvatra vaidhanam. That becomes the wealth everywhere. So, in each place, each thing is equivalent to dhanam. Whereas, Sheelam sarvatra dhanam bhavati. Okay, so Vidya dhanam bhavati videsheshu, matihi dhanam bhavati vyasaneshu, dharmaha dhanam bhavati paralokeshu, paraloke pralokeshu. Kintu Sheelam sarvatra dhanam bhavati. Kintu Sheelam tu sarvatra dhanam eva. So therefore achara is praised. The conduct, the behavior, the virtue, the values are praised in this Subhashitam. Okay. Continuing. The next person, Kameshwaraji. Which shloka we are supposed to do this? Nahi jnanena sadrisham. Yataidhamsi samidhognihi basmasat kuruterjana. Have we done that? I think we did that. Jnanagni.
36 we did.
Yeah, 36 we did.
Yata etamsi we have to do.
Okay. Kameshwaraji, please do.
Okay. Etidamsi samadogni.
Samidhognihi.
Yeah. Samidhognihi basmasat kurute arjuna jnanagni sarvakarmani basmasat kurute tata. Here first kurute arjuna Purva Rupa Sandhi, Purva Rupa Padantayin, followed by Haraswa A, both will be replaced by Purva Rupa. Then Agnihi Basmasat, here Visarga is not born, just Repa is there. Then some Iddah.
What about Basmasat and Kurute?
Basmasat.
Agnihi, Basmasat. Basmasat is a separate word.
Yeah, Basmasat plus Kurute. There.
Between Basmasat and Kurute, what sandhi is that?
I don't get it.
Anybody?
First is Chashva Sandhi and then Chatva Sandhi.
Yes. That is why Takara is there.
Oh,
Because followed by the Kar letter. Therefore, Basmasat.
Okay, Dakara. Okay. I don't know. Okay.
Continue.
Then Samiddo, there it is Sam plus Iddaha Agni.
So, okay, Samiddaha is one word. Samiddaha.
Okay. Iddaha plus Agni, there Visarga Sandhi. A plus followed by Visarga, then Akara. So Visarga is replaced by Vukara and Guna.
Not like that. We should not say like that. A followed by Visarga. Visarga preceded by A and followed by A. That is how it should be said.
Yeah. Visarga is replaced by Ukara, then Guna will happen, then Purva Rupa Sandhi.
It's not mathematical addition. A plus Visarga plus this. That is how it's given the book. Some books. But Visarga is what is replaced. Therefore, that is a Sthani. So when we say the rule, always with respect to Sthani, we have to say Sthani preceded by what or followed by what. Then it will be replaced by whatever may be. So with reference to Sthani only, always we have to say. Okay. Right.
Then so, second line.
First line, Yatedamsi. There are also some these two words are there. Can you spot the word, first word?
Yatai.
Yathai, I. So therefore, what must be that?
Yatte plus adamsi.
There is no yate. Is there any word yate?
I know I comes means.
I comes means, that's what I'm asking. I. When does an I come? I means vriddhi. So vriddhi sandhi has happened. So if it is vriddhi sandhi, then what are the words?
Yata plus ada. Yata plus yedams.
Edams. Yes. Yata plus edhamsi.
Yedamsi.
Then becomes ethaidhamsi. Right?
Okay.
Continue.
Then next line. See. Tata kurute and all move sandhi.
Smasat kurte is same as before.
Yeah. Tata kurute bas. Basmasad. Basma plus tat.
No. Basmasat is
No.
one word. Basmasat
Basmasat
kurute already done.
kurute. Yeah. Then sarva karmani. There also, I don't think any sandhi is there. Jnanagnihi. Jnana plus agnihi. So savarna dirgha jnanagni. That visarga is there. Visarga followed by shar. Therefore, it remains as visarga or sakara will come.
Yes. That's all. Visarga is there optionally. Or sakara replacement also possible. Okay. Next person. Sundarji. The next one. Number 38.
ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रम् इह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धिः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति. सदृशं पवित्रमिह anuswara-sandhi, that is makara followed by hal is replaced by anuswara. And
that's all. That
I
is
don't
only
see anything in the first line.
Yes.
Second line, kalena atmani. It's kalena atmani. Then yoga samsiddhaha kalena. It is visarga followed by it is kakara, right? Visarga followed by kakara is what do we call that? Jihva mulya.
Visarga will remain or Ardha Visarga will come? Ardha Visarga is called Jihva mulya.
Ardha Visarga, which is Jihva mulya.
Okay.
Yoga samsiddhaha. I don't think there is anything.
Tat swayam. Can say tat plus swayam.
Tat swayam yoga sam.
Tat plus
Tat swayam yoga samsiddhaha.
Yeah.
Tat plus swayam. First, it is just a sandhi, and followed after which it is chatva vidhi.
Yes, chatva. So tat swayam. Okay, next person. Ramaji. Yeah. 39. Ramaji.
Sorry. श्रद्धावान् लभते ज्ञानं तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अचिरेणाधिगच्छति. First line, संयतेन्द्रियः. There is no sandhi, Shanaji.
Okay, I'll ask one thing here. You can tell me. Shraddhavan labate jnanam tatpara sanyatendriyaha. You can read it as sanyatendriyaha.
Sanyat.
How?
There is no sandhi there. Sanyate.
Asking you. Samyatendriyaha. The reading is fine. You can read like that. Sanyatendriyaha also it is fine. By what rule it, I mean, we know it. We have seen.
Sam plus yatendriya.
Yes.
Anuswara.
Yes, Anuswara is so. you're saying correctly. Anuswara, then after that.
So it takes Anunasika letter of the
Yes, Anunasika of the,
year letter.
not year letter. It's, you said correctly before. What is that? You said already.
Yeah.
It's not year, it is yai letter.
Yai letter, okay. Anunasika.
Anunasika will take the Anuswara will take. Or Anunasika, Anuswara will take will be replaced by
the Anunasika letter of yai letter.
Yai letter. Now what is a yai letter here?
Yakara. Ya.
What is its Anunasika form?
Yeah, ya with the Chandra Bindu is.
That will come, that's all. So it is Anuswara is replaced by the Anunasika of the following yai letter.
Okay.
Sanyatendriyaha. That is also correct only. Okay. Samyatendriyaha or Sanyatendriyaha.
Yeah.
Why it is that is also correct?
Because it. No, actually, I have a doubt, Sharanji. If Shakara comes, how can we pronounce that Anuswara?
If
they don't have Anunasika.
I didn't get you. What is that again?
If Shakara follows Anuswara, if it is something with some.
It will not come. That's okay.
Okay.
It's not a yai letter.
So that time can we say just
No.
Makara itself?
Yes.
Okay.
That time it is nothing happens. It is not a yai letter follows, right?
Yeah.
So there no problem. Like what?
With the Shakara.
Like it's a Kampate, for example, Kampana. Kampate only.
Yeah.
I mean, not Shakara. I mean, I'm just saying Kampa or
there in the 40th shloka, Samshayatmanaha, there we can.
Samshayatma, yes. Samshayatma vinashyati. Yes. Samshayatma, only. Yes. Nothing happens because the following is not any A letter. So nothing happens. And therefore, no problem. Here it is a A letter.
Yeah.
But still, why that optionality is there? Samyatendriyaha or Sanyatendriyaha. Why? Because Sama is Upasarga. It is a Padam. Sam plus Yatendriyaha. Padanta Makara will become Anuswara followed by Hal.
Yes.
So that is the first thing happens. Then Anuswara followed by A letter. That becomes optionally replaced by the corresponding Anunasika letter of the following A. Optionally, because Anuswara replaced by the following A is a must within a Padam. But if it is a Padanta, then it is optional. Therefore, only Sanyatendriyaha is possible. Otherwise, not possible. You need to note this. Shankara, we say Shamkara. Some books you will see Sham with a dot with Anuswara. Shamkara, right? Or Shankara, right? Both are okay. Why? Because Sham is a Padam. Sham karoti, Shankaraha. So Anuswara will be replaced by the Anunasika of the following A letter, which is Nakara, therefore Shankara or Shamkara. Both are correct.
Yeah.
Because Sham is, that Anuswara is Padanta. When it is Padanta, therefore replacement by the following the A letters Anunasika is optional. If it is not Padanta, then it is a must.
Okay.
Therefore, Kampate, that's what example I have. Kampate, there Anuswara is replaced by the Anunasika of the following A. Makara. It's a must. So Kampate. If it is Padanta, Anuswara, then it is optional. Otherwise, it is a must. We have seen this rule. You can check the The Anuna, what Sandhi is this? Anuswara replaced by Anunasika Sandhi. 1 and 2.
Yeah, 8459.
Yes.
We have given the same example also.
Yes.
Samyamah.
Okay, so 58 and 59. 58 is this rule. Optionality given for Padanta, Anuswara.
Parasavarna Sandhi.
Yeah, Parasavarna Sandhi, sorry. Yes, not Anunasika Sandhi. We don't talk about Parasavarna Sandhi. Yes. Replaced by the Anunasika of the following letter. Therefore, Anunasika Sandhi also we can say. Anyway, Parasavarna Sandhi. That's the name we are using. Yes.
There, your letter comes. It comes then Anunasika.
Not year letter, yay letter. 850. I think you're confused with yer and yay. Anuswara is replaced by Anunasika, sorry. Yeah. Yer letter followed by Anunasika. Then yer letter, yer is the stani. But here, yay is not the stani. Yay is the following one. Stani is Anuswara. The difference is that, right?
Yes.
Please continue.
Then Tatparaha Sanyatendriyaha. Here Visarga follows Kar letter. Sakara remains, Visarga remains, or
Therefore,
it replaces her.
Visarga is not Kar because of Kar, because of Shar.
Yeah.
Because of Shar, Visarga is there as it is optionally. Otherwise, Sakara will come.
Sakara replaces Visarga.
If it is Kar letter, then Sakara will come. Because it is Shar, therefore optionality. Then
Jnanam Tatparaha. Here Jnanam Padanta Makara. So Padanta Makara becomes Anuswara.
okay.
Then followed by Hal letter. Then Shraddha Van Labhate. Here Latvam happens.
Yes.
So Takara, if Takara follows Lakara, then Takara takes Lakara. Here it is Nakara. So Anunasika letter of Lakara replaces Nakara.
Yes. Because the Labate, that's got Anunasika component. Therefore, and this is Anuswara, therefore Anunasika. Sthanen Taratamaha, remember that. So Nakara is replaced by Nakara. Okay. So continue. Then
In second line, Shantim Achirena Adhigachati. So here Achirena Adhigachati. Here that is Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Shantim, that is just Melanam. Achirena. Then Param, here also Monuswara, Padanta Makara. Anuswara replaces Padanta Makara. Then Jnanam Labdva, here also Monuswara, Jnanam Makara.
so that's it here. Next one, Ganesh.
Ajnascha Shraddhadanascha Samshayatma Vinashyati Nayam Lokostina Paraha Nasukham Samshayatmanaha. So here Samshayatma Vinashyati. So two words, Samshayatma and Vinashyati. Savarna Dirgha between them. Atma and no Savarna Dirgha. It's Samshaya plus Atma, we can say it's Savarna Dirgha.
Yes, one Dirgha only, Samshaya.
Okay, take one word, then Samshayatma Vinashyati. Then Ajnascha Shraddhayanash Shraddhadhanaha Cha.
Yes.
So Visarga followed by Chakara, Cha, her letter. And therefore Sakara comes in. And Sakara then becomes Shutvam happens and therefore it becomes Talavya.
Yes.
So Shraddhadanascha and Ajnascha Shraddhadanascha. So here
It
Savarna
is Shraddhadanascha or
Shraddhadana plus Cha.
that's okay. No. Ajnascha you said. Then one more stroke is there in between. So therefore, it is Shraddhadanascha or opposite to that.
No, I think it is Shraddhadanascha.
Shraddhadanascha.
Ashraddhadana.
Yes.
Ashraddhadanascha.
Because Anyaha, we're talking about Ajnaha, the ignorant. Ignorant and one who doesn't have faith.
So you have to take it as
also not there. So Ashraddhadanascha. Ashraddhadanascha.
Ashraddhadanascha. So we have to take it as Ashraddhadanaha.
Savarna Dirgha.
Savarna Dirgha. Then next line. Samshayatmanaha. So here Samshaya Atmanaha, we can take a Savarna Dirgha. Sukham Samshayatmanaha. So Sukham here, we can take it as Anuswara Sandhi, because followed by Vyanjana, that is consonant. So Na Sukham.
Paro.
Ayam lokos asti na paraha.
Parona.
So paraha plus na. Here also visarga followed by na. So here it is visarga preceded by a followed by hush. So it gets replaced by u. Guna happens. So it is paro.
Okay.
Then, lokaha plus asti, lokosti. So here again, same thing, preceded by and followed by her. So again, guna happens. Lokosti. And
Purvarupa Sandhi.
And Purvarupa Sandhi.
Padantayeng followed by
Hrisva A. Therefore, this Purvarupa happens.
Purvarupa is an exception to Ayadi. Ayadi Sandhi. Okay. Then
Na Ayam Lokosti. So Ayam here again, you can say it is Anuswara Sandhi happens. Makara gets replaced by Anuswara. So
Na plus Ayam, Nayam.
Nayam, Savarna Dirgha happens.
Okay. Nayam plus Lokosti. Sandhi between them?
Nayam plus Lokosti. So here Anuswara ends with Anuswara. Makara becomes
Padanta Makara Ayam. Ayam Padanta Makara becomes Anuswara. Okay, followed by Hal. Then after that? Sorry.
Loko.
Anuswara is there, followed by, just now we saw that rule. Ramaji did.
Ayam Lokosti. So
Ayam Lokosti. Anuswara followed by what letter?
Followed by Lakara.
Lakara is what letter?
Lakara is Yai.
Yai letter.
Yai letter.
Therefore,
so because it's Yai letter, then Anuswara followed by Yai will take Parasavarna Sandhi.
Yes, therefore.
And therefore, Lakara then becomes?
No, that becomes Nayal Lokosti. That Anunasika Lakara will come. Possible, right? Anuswara will be replaced by the Anunasika of the Lakara.
So Anunasika of Lakara is La.
La. That is nasalized Lakara. Anuswara will be replaced by the Anunasika of the following A letter, which is Lakara, and that is La. Nayal Lokosti. Possible. And the Sandhi is optional. Why? Because
it's Padanta.
Padanta, yes, that's why it is optional. Therefore, Nayam Lokosti also fine. Nayal Lokosti also. Okay, fine. In chanting, you will see this. Right?
So you pronounce it as Nayal Lokosti.
Yes, Nayal Lokosti. Anuswara replaced by the Anunasika of the following Lakara. That is, which is La. What about repa? If repa is a, suppose if the following padam begins with the letter repa, and in the previous padam anuswara is, then what will happen?
I think nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Why?
Because repa is not yai letter.
No, repa is later. Yavara la, right? Yai letter. Hayavarat, yavara la, repa is there. Part of
Yai is
yai.
all consonant except sibilants and ra.
Except, all consonant except the sibilants. That's called yai. So repa is there.
Because repa does not have a savarna form. That's what.
Exactly. Repa doesn't have its
Savarna.
anunasika component. Repa is repa only. That's why nothing happens. We have seen this.
Yes,
right? Just recalling. Okay. So this will stop. We'll continue. Now with we have studied. We are seeing the Kridanta Agayas, Twa, Lyap, and Tun. We are going to see some more rules to it. It will be useful later. So some rules we have seen, some we are going to see. I have sent you the summary of Sandhi rules. It has got all the rules. Some rules I think we have not seen. Yeah, you will see that. Some rules we have seen. We'll recollect. So this one, Chavarga at the end of the Padam, followed by Jal. Chavarga will be Chavarga will be replaced by its corresponding Kavarga letter, right? This is added in the Sandhi chart. Did you see the Sandhi chart? I have added this, all the rules. Some rules we have not seen. So this you can see, this is Kuttam number 1, right? Kutta Vidhi number 1. Chavarga replaced by the Kavarga letter. Now, example is Tyaj plus Tum. Tum already we know the pratyaya. So with the non pratyaya, we're adding the non pratyaya to the dhatu, which has the Chavarga letter, you get the form Tyaktum. Suppose if it is Tyaj plus another pratyaya, Twa pratyaya, what will happen? The same. Jakara, which is Chavarga letter, followed by Twa. The Kakara is It letter. So Takara follows, which is a Jal letter. So therefore, Jakara will be replaced by its corresponding Kavarga letter, which is Dakara. So Tyag plus Twa. Tyag plus Twa, yes. After that, what happens? After that,
Just some.
Chatvas.
Yeah, Chartva.
Chatva happens.
Followed by Kar.
no Jastum here, okay. Yeah, applying this rule 8-30, Chavarga replaced by Kavarga here. After that, Chartum happens. So therefore, Gakara is replaced by Kakara and Twa. You get Tyaktva. Tyaktva Rega Punarajanma Naitamameti Sojuna. Tyaktva. Right? Then the next one. The next rule, what we saw, is an exception. Exception for this dhatu. Vrashchu is vrashch dhatu. Vrashchu, vrashja, sruja, mraja, yaja, raja, vraja. All these are Chavarga ending dhatu. Can be covered by the previous rule. Yes, but Kuttum will not happen. That is why it's exception. These specific dhatus, need to know these dhatus. And we have seen Raja, the Shabda declension also. We have seen Raj Shabda. Chakarantaha Pullingaha Raj Shabda. There we applied this rule. So these dhatus and the dhatus ending with Chakara, Mahaprana, and Shakara, the sibilant. At the end of the Padam or when followed by Jal, it will be replaced by Murdanya Shakara in 236. This is Shatnam number 1. Example, I'm giving some examples here. Prach Dhatu. Dhatu is Prach Dhatu. Prach plus Tum. Chakara. Chakara is replaced by Murdanya Shakara. Why? This is not a Padanta Chakara, but it is followed by Jal, which is Pavarga letter. So Chakara is replaced by Shakara. Now let me ask, what happens to this Chakara, what you see here? It is Pra plus Shakara. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah,
Hello?
I think you missed him.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Now is my this voice, is it all right?
Yes, Sharanji.
Yes, Sharanji.
Okay. If my voice is not clear, please let me know.
Clear.
Because some problem is there suddenly. Okay. What was the last thing you heard from me?
What happened to Cha?
What happened to Chakara?
Yeah. Yes. Please tell me what happens with Chakara. Prach is Pra plus Chakara plus Chakara. Tell me what happens to that. Anybody?
The previous negation is gone, so the previous thing is also gone.
So it disappears, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Chakara arises because of the previous Tukagama, so now the Chakara is gone, so the Chakara is the effect is also gone.
Yes. Nimitta paya, nimittika paya. When the cause goes away, effect also goes away. So this Chakara has come because of, in the Dhatu, Prach. This Chakara has come because of Chakara. By what rule? Yes.
Tukagama.
Yes. In the Sandhi chart. Please read it, Sandhi chart. Tuk Agama Sandhi, the last one. Shecha. This is Sutra. You can see the last one. That is Tukagama Sandhi number 2. Can you see the screen? Rasva Ach followed by Chakara. Will take Tukagama. Can you see that, all of you?
Yes, sure.
SG.
So Rasva Ach followed by Chakara will take Tukagama. So Pra plus Cha, Tukagama comes. Therefore, you get Prach. So now Chakara is gone, replaced by Murdani Shakara. When Chakara goes away, what will happen to Chakara? That also goes away. That is why you don't see here. You understand, follow this? Yes?
Your voice is breaking a bit, Shan.
Yes. Bit is fine. If it is nothing, then the problem. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can make it out like.
At least sometime you could do like this. Then let me see. So this Chakara has come because of this Chakara, right?
Yeah.
So when this Chakara is replaced by Murdani Chakara, then this Chakara itself is not there, goes away. Okay, therefore you get prash plus tum. You get prash plus tum and shakara in contact with, sorry, tavarga in
Your
contact.
voice is breaking.
You have to manage till it's etc. All right. Okay. We are all right. Just if you can't make out anything, then you can tell me. You can make out, then it is fine. Right. Can you hear me now? Yes.
Yes, sure.
Sometimes we can make out and sometimes it is little difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's clear.
Okay, just wait for them. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Clear.
Yes, sure. It's clear. Yeah.
Okay, so the the prastum. Here the chakara is replaced by murdani shakara. Therefore, chakara you don't see. That chakara, this chakara has come because of this chakara, by the Tutagama Sandhi. So, therefore, by this rule, when chakara is replaced by murdani shakara, chakara you don't see, it disappears. Now, prash plus tum. After that, tavarga in contact with the shakara. Therefore, tavarga is replaced by tavarga letter. That is, tu is replaced by tu. In this example, we get prash tum. Right? Now, the same dhatu with tva pratyaya. What happens? Let us see. Prash plus tva pratyaya. It letter I am not writing. What will happen? Prach plus tva. What is the form? You know it. You have seen the form. You have read it.
Prushtva.
Prushtva, right? Prushtva.
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 It becomes prashtva. So it becomes pr. That we will see that later. Don't worry about that. Now chakara is replaced by murdani shakara. Chakara is replaced by murdani shakara by this rule. By this rule, prish plus tva, then prish plus tva. Shtuttum happens. Then, therefore, you get prishtva. You get the form prishtva. Now, this pr, the pr has come because this is a kit pratyaya. Because this is a kit pratyaya. Here it is a kit or akit. The tum.
Akit.
Akit.
It's not a kit. Therefore, guna can happen. I mean, angakarya can happen by here. But in this example, guna is not possible. Angakarya and all possible. Suppose if it is a kit, can angakarya happen?
No.
Angakarya is negated by kittam. Okay. Now, this dhatu, specifically this, some dhatus, I'll give the list of dhatus later, we will see, is a kit pratyaya. The kit pratyaya, when a kit pratyaya follows, prach dhatu. Prach dhatu, pra becomes pr. Pra becomes pr. When a kit pratyaya follows, pra of prach will become pr. How does it become? What has happened? Can anyone say what is that?
Samprasaranam.
Samprasaranam, mouthful of words.
Yeah.
Samprasaranam. Samprasaranam, not prasadam. Samprasaranam happens. What is samprasaranam?
Reverse of it.
Reversal of yan sandhi.
Yan sandhi. It means what is yan sandhi?
Ikara will become yakara.
Yakara.
The Samprasaranam case.
Ik is replaced by yan. That is yan sandhi. Yan is replaced by ik. That is samprasaranam. Right?
Yeah.
Yan is replaced. Here, what is the yan letter? In pra.
Repa.
Repa. Pakara plus repa plus a. Repa is the yan letter. So, when a kit pratyaya follows, what happens? That repa will become? Repa will be replaced by?
Rikara.
Rikara. Ik letter. So, you get pr. You get pr. That's how you get pr. Pakara plus ru, what will happen? Pakara plus ru is pr. And what is this ru here? What is its name? What is its name?
Adesha.
No. That is also called samprasaranam. Remember, we talked about this. The process is called samprasaranam, and the adesha, yes, you said adesha. Repa, that is the n letter, is replaced by ik letter, which is r. That is also called samprasaranam. So you need to know the name, the samprasaranam, for two things. One is repa replaced by r. That is, repa is n letter, replaced by ik letter. This happens when a kit pratyaya follows. This happens when a kit pratyaya follows. Right? So, repa replaced by r, that is samprasaranam. That process is called samprasaranam. And that adesha is also called samprasaranam. Rikara is also called samprasaranam. Okay. So, r is what now?
Adesha.
Samprasaranam. Adesha Rikara we know. Repa is replaced by Rikara. What is that Rikara is? It's Adesha, fine. It is samprasaranam. The letter, that Adesha also get the Sanya samprasaranam. Okay, this technical information you need to know. Right? Why I am saying this? That's the reason. Because I am going to say something more to it. Now, before that, akara plus r plus a. What happens if you join this? No? Do you get pr?
The akara becomes lopa.
Yeah.
How does it become lopa? There is no rule for that.
I think it gets dropped, or maybe it's
Something happens to akara. That, yes. Otherwise, it cannot be pr, right? Otherwise, what will happen?
two swaras continuously coming.
No? Otherwise, what will happen? Suppose if akara remains as it is, then what happens?
It will become through.
Not possible.
Not followed by.
If akara, why not possible? If akara suppose remains, what happens?
There is not.
Both Purva and Para will be replaced by Vriddhi.
No. No vriddhi.
Yeah.
No vriddhi and all. Okay, I think I'll give some example. Ending with r. Okay. Ru plus, what is ru? What is ru? Ru followed by a. What sandhi is that? Suppose if akara is not removed or
Yan Sandhi.
Yen Sandhi. Yeah.
N sandhi. So what will be the form now?
Again, Repa will come.
Again repa will come. Again it will become pra only.
Yeah.
Already it is pra. If akara is not removed or it's not gone by something, okay, as Krishnaji said, either it is dropped or whatever may be, pra is equal to pakara plus repa plus a. Now, because of samprasaranam, repa is replaced by r. Then, if r plus a, again it go. If you do yan sandhi, again you will get pra. Then what's the big deal in that? We don't have to do it, right? Therefore, what should happen to akara? Nakara, you will see. That is why I gave this rikara, the sanya, samprasaranam. Rikara, that is the adesha rikara, the adesha yen also gets samprasaranam. The process replacement of ik by yen is samprasaranam. And the adesha yen, that is also called samprasaranam. Therefore, the rikara is what has come here. It is not a simple rikara, it is samprasarana rikara. So this samprasaranam, when followed by ach, purva and para, both will be replaced by ru, like purvarupa, that is like the purva parayogo, replaced by a single adesha. So like that, the same thing happens here. Ru plus a. Ru plus a, that is samprasaranam, samprasarana rikara plus a. The following h, both will be replaced by ru. So therefore you get ru. If this has not happened, then you will get the same form. Okay. Can you all understand this? Follow. Yes or no?
Yes, Sharan.
No, Ji, one more time.
See, please understand that name samprasaranam properly first. Samprasaranam is replacement of n letter by ik. It's called samprasaranam. The process is called samprasaranam. Adesha is there. Sthani is there. Adesha is there. If the sthani is ik letter, adesha is n letter. That is called n sandhi. Right? Now, the reversal of that. If n is the sthani and ik is the adesha, it is called samprasaranam. The process is called samprasaranam. Now, the n letter replaced by ik, that is ik adesha. The adesha is also called samprasaranam. Right? The adesha is also called samprasaranam. Now, here, rikara, sorry, the repa, not rikara, repa, which is n letter, is replaced by ru. So the process replacement of n by ik is samprasaranam, and the adesha ik letter, replacement of n by ik, that is process, and the ik adesha, that is rikara, also is called samprasaranam. Right? Is it clear up to this?
Yes,
Yes, Sharan.
Yes.
Now, what happens is, when a samprasaranam is followed by, when samprasaranam, that is rikara is samprasaranam, followed by ach, then purva parayoga sthane purvaha adesha bhavati. What is the purvaha? Samprasaranam. So when samprasaranam is followed by ach, then samprasaranam will replace both. Ru plus a will become ru only. You cannot apply n sandhi. Because here the ru is not a simple ru. It has got the sanya samprasaranam. Understand this?
Yes, Ji.
Okay. So therefore we can add this. This rule is not so important now, but since we are doing this, we can add this also under the sandhi here. Okay, let me add this before Enga Padanta Ati, Purvarupa Sandhi, all comes under the same category, Purvarupa only. Enga Padanta Ati, where is this Purvarupa? I'm updating this Sandhi chart. One more rule I'm adding, Purvarupa. So Padanta Eng followed by Rasvaha, which is 61109. So one more, I'm adding one more rule. That is also Purvarupa Sandhi, but very specifically for Samprasaranam. So when Samprasaranam is followed by Ach, then both will be replaced by the Purva, which is the Samprasaranam. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So example, the same example I can give. That is Prach plus Swa. What will happen? Here Pra becomes Pru. Let's call Samprasaranam. Pra becomes, okay, for the understanding sake, I will write like this. That is Pakara plus Repa plus Chakara. So this Pakara, this Repa will become Ru. Pakara plus Ru plus Chakara is replaced by okay, this example it takes long space. So I will think of some other example and write it here. Okay. So you understand Samprasaranam, that is enough. Example, I will find some other simple example. This rule is Samprasaranat. Here, that's a rule. Which is 61108. Just before this Purvarupa Sandhi. So when a Samprasaranam is followed by Aj, then both will be replaced by the Purva. The Purva is Samprasaranam. So we should know what Samprasaranam is. The process as well as the Adesha, which is ik letter. Both are Samprasaranam. Right? Now, you understand why how you get the Pru now? So Ru, Rikara plus A becomes Ru only. So therefore, Pakara plus Ru becomes Pru. So you can see Pra becomes Pru. You can see the Pra becomes Pru. Okay, this I can copy that as an example. But here the Nimitta is the Kit, the Kitva. The Kit, what follows, that is a Nimitta. Because of that only it happens. So that you need to know, that is not part of this sutra, this rule. So this happens when a Kit Pratyaya follows. Samprasaranam happens when a Kit Pratyaya follows. Okay, fine. So now you know how you get Prishtva. Okay. Then, this is one example. Then the next one that also we saw, Anunasika Anta of Anudata Upadesha Dhatus one dhatu, and the dhatu belonging to the eighth gana, when followed by the kit pratyaya or a nit pratyaya. Nit means nakara is it letter. Okay. So kit or nit pratyaya beginning with jal. So jal is a beginning letter. And the pratyaya is a kit or a nit pratyaya. What will happen? That anunasika is dropped. Anunasika is dropped. Like this example. Gam plus tva. Gam plus tva. Here anunasika anta makara. So what happens to this when it is followed by the pratyaya, which begins with a jal and also a kit? So what happens? Makara is dropped. Gatva you get. Whereas here tum pratyaya, you see, tum is it a kit or a kit? It is not a kit. So therefore you cannot drop makara by this rule. It doesn't drop. Makara remains as it is. Makara will become anuswara because followed by hal. So anuswara. Anuswara sandhi. Gam. And anuswara followed by a letter. So parasavarnaha. You get gantum. So gantum is the vyatireka udaharanam for this rule. Counter example. When that makara is not dropped. That is for that this gantum tum pratyaya example. When makara is dropped, for that tva pratyaya is the example. Because tva or tum, both are jaladi only. But one is a kit, other one is not a kit. Can you follow this? Yes or no?
Yes, sure.
We have seen this in the last class, right? This rule.
Yes.
Yeah, we have seen.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, we have seen.
Okay. Then the next one. The next one, the fourth one, I think we have not seen that. I will explain the fourth one. Please listen. Takara or thakara. Following the jash, anta dhatu. Okay. Here for us, jash anta dhatu. The rule it is not like that. Jash only. But since we are going to deal with the dhatus, therefore jash anta dhatu. So takara or thakara following the jash. What are the jash letters?
Fourth class.
Fourth letters.
Fourth letters.
Fourth letter of all the classes. That is called jash. So takara following the jash. That takara or takara that will be replaced by dakara. Okay, understand this properly. Here, takara, they are the following letters. They follow jash and they are the stani. They will be replaced by dakara. Example, yud plus tum. Yud plus tum. Yud dhatu. Tum pratyaya is added. Now, the pratyaya begins with takara. Following what? Yud, dakara. Dakara is just letter. So this takara is the takara following the just letter. Therefore, the takara will be replaced by dakara. Becomes dhum. Yod plus dhum. Now, after this, what happens? You know it. Yod plus dhum. Kimbhavati?
Just on two.
Yes, just on
Just
two.
one, two.
Jal followed by jash will be replaced by Jashtavidi number 2.
Actually,
So,
we saw this, Sharanji, when we were doing the Yuj Dhatu.
okay. Yuj dhatu.
Um,
Yuj dhatu doesn't come this one.
no. Just,
But we saw this, I think.
yeah, someday.
So, but I thought it's better to know again.
Okay, fine. Let me do it. I have not given the rule number and number I'll give. So Jashtavidi number 2 happens. So Jal is replaced by Jash. So Yod plus Dum, Yodum. Right? So this one. And this Takara, you will see that in the Pratyas like Tua, Tum. And what about this Takara? Where do you see this? Where do you see that? Where do
In
you?
pratyas, right?
Yeah, in think pratyas you see that. In a think pratyas you see that. Okay, so you need to know this. So in the context come think pratyaya, we will apply that. So this is 8 to 40. This also added in the Sandhi chart. Takara, takara will be replaced by dakara when it follows jash. That's all, jash. It could be a dhatu or it could be anything. Jash. Right? Now, the next one, yud plus twa will be yud plus twa. What will be the form?
Yudva.
Yud plus dakara, applying this rule. Applying this rule, yud plus dva. Then Jashtravidhi number 2. Yud plus dva becomes yudva. Okay. Now we saw one example now. That's why I started that. Lab plus twa. What will be the form?
Labdva.
Lab plus twa. Labdva Shraddhavan Labate. Here we saw Jnanagdi Dakramani. Labdva we saw it there in the shloka somewhere. So what will happen to Labdva? Here, Takara follows the Jash letter. So, therefore, Takara will be replaced by Dakara. Lab plus Dva. Then applying the Jastra Sandhi. Can we apply Jastra Sandhi number 2? Yes. So it becomes Jastra Sandhi becomes Bakara. Bakara plus Dva. You get? Labdva. The form is Labdva. In the Gita, I thought of asking this question, but I thought this, since you don't know this rule, I have not taught you this. That's why let me teach this and then ask this. So Labdva. In Gita, just now we saw. Remember, the shloka is Jnanam Labdva Param Shantim Achirena Digachati. Ramaji, you read only.
Yes, Sharanji.
Shraddhavan Labate Jnanam Tatparasanyitendriyaha Jnanam Ladva Param Shantim Achirena Digachati. Okay. Fine. Now the next one. The next rule. Number 5, what you see in the screen. Now, Hakara at the end of the Padam or followed by Jal will be replaced by Dakara. Will be replaced by Dakara. This 8 to 31 comes immediately after the Kutva Sandhi. After Kutva, this rule comes 8 to 31. Hakara will be replaced by Dakara. Note that. When it is at the end of the Padam or followed by Jal. Example, Rukh plus Tum. You can see Rukh plus Tum. Tum pratyaya, Ardhadhatuka pratyaya, it is not a kit. Therefore, Angakarya is possible. And the penultimate is short U, therefore it becomes Ro. That is one thing. Second thing is, this Hakara is followed by Jal letter, Takara. So, Hakara will be replaced by Dakara, road plus Tum. Now, after this, what happens? After this, what happens?
Shtutvam.
Dattvam happens.
Tattvam, what
The
we saw.
previous rule, what we
Yeah.
saw, that will apply immediately. You have to, that's why I asked what happened. You should be able to connect the previous rule. Just now we saw, this is Takara. Takara following Dhakara. Dhakara is a just or not?
Yeah.
It's a just letter. Therefore, this Takara will be replaced by Dhakara. So road plus dhum. Have you seen this rule before, or we are seeing for the first time now?
This
No,
We
this
saw it.
also we saw, but
while doing Tuman only we saw these two.
Okay.
Pratyaya.
So now it becomes road plus dhum, applying the same rule, the previous rule, 8 to 40. So you get Dhakara Adesha in the place of Takara. Now you can apply Shtutva Sandhi, not before that. Because this rule is, how can you skip and apply the Shtutva Sandhi? No. This rule is 8 to 31 applied. Sorry, this rule is 8 to 40. That is Dakara. Takara following the just letter will be replaced by Dakara. That is 8 to 40. That previous rule what we saw now. So that rule to be applied first. This is in 8-2. Before applying the Shtutta, which is in 8-4. Later, it comes later. So you have to apply this. So if you jump, then you will not get the desired form. So, therefore, Dakara is the Adesha in the place of Takara. Road plus Dum. Now we apply Shtutva, becomes Dakara will become Dakara. Road plus Dum. Now, road plus Dum, what happens? Dakara followed by Dakara, this Dakara disappears. Lopaha bhavati. Note this is a rule. Dade lopaha. Dakara following the Dakara will become lopaha. Not only lopaha, if this Dakara is preceded by, if it is preceded by a short un, that also becomes dirgha. In this case, it is not. So therefore, you don't need to worry. Here in this case, only rho O is there. O is dirgha. So therefore, nothing happens. Otherwise, you will find dirgha happening. So this Dakara disappears. Therefore, you get the form rodum shaknoti igaiva sodum. That's rodum, sodum, and all comes. Sodum comes in Gita. So here you need to remember two things. When Dakara is followed by Dakara, two things happens. Number one, this Dakara vanishes, disappears, Lopaka Bhavati, and the immediately preceding short un will become Dirgha. That is what I've written here. Dakara, when followed by Dakara, will become Lopaha, that is by the rule 8.3.13. And the preceding Rasva un will become Dirgha, that is by 6.3.111. Okay. So please note this. I'll give more examples. Rukh plus Dum. Then let me do this. You can try. Dak plus Dum. What will happen? Dak plus Dum. What will happen? Which rule you apply? Dak plus Dum.
Third plus two. Padanta Hakara followed by Jal letter.
Okay. So this is Dak plus Dum. I think we'll do it later. It's not here. I have to teach you one more rule. Let me do this here. The previous one. Dak plus Twa Pratyaya. Sorry, the previous one, not this one. Dak plus Twa. What will happen? Dak plus Twa. Oh, that also we cannot do it. Okay, I will teach you one more rule, then only we can do. Fine. Now I will teach that rule, one more rule.
Dahitva Charanji, I don't know.
No, not that. Don't try it. Leave it, no problem. We'll teach you. We'll see that. So one more rule is there. We'll see now. I will explain this. Maybe I will type it later. So you can note this. That is Dakaradi Dhatu. Dakaradi Dhatu. That is Dhatu beginning with Dakara. Dhatu beginning with dakara. Like the example what I give, this dah dhatu. Or many dhatus are there. In the dhatu pata you will find dhatu beginning with dakara. Right? What will happen? Dhatu beginning with the dakara. If the dhatu begins with dakara, then the hakara, like in this example, dah plus tum. Here, hakara by the rule what we know, that is hakara must be replaced by dakara, right? Hakara must be replaced by dakara by this rule. Hakara at the end of the padam or followed by jal must be replaced by dakara. That is what generally we tend to apply. Yes. So, hakara will become, we thought it will become dakara. No, it will not become. Why? Because there is another rule, which is exception. What it says is, dakaradi dhatu, if it is dakaradi dhatu, then akara will be replaced by, not by dakara, but it will be replaced by dakara. It will be replaced by dakara, mahaprana, dakara. So, this is an exception. Hakara replaced by dakara is utsarga. Hakara will replaced by dakara is exception, provided if it is a dakaradi. If it is begins with dakaradi dhatu. Okay. So, if the dakaradi dhatus, then hakara will be replaced by dakara. That is a rule. When the condition applies, the same condition. When it is at the end of the padam or followed by jal. So here, jal letter follows. Therefore, hakara will be replaced by dakara. Because this is a dakaradi dhatu. Now, this is a simple rule. This is only you need to know. This is an exception to this hodaha, that is the datva vidhi. So if you know this exception, then other forms are easy. Now, dad plus tum, what will happen? Takara following the just letter. So therefore, you apply you apply one minute.
Should it be Gakara?
Sorry, mistake. Yeah, Gakara. That's why. Gakara, not Dakara. Yeah, it should be Gakara, not Dakara. Sorry, it's a mistake. So the replacement Adesha is Gakara, not Dakara. Okay. Dade, Dator, Gaka, that is the rule. I know the rule, but somehow I typed it Dakara and gone along with what I said. Okay. The rule is Dader, Dator, Gaha. I know that rule very well, but since I typed Dakara. Okay. So please note this. The Adesha is Gakara. Okay. So Gakara plus Tum. The Takara will be replaced by, now, will be replaced by Dakara. This Dakara, this Dum. This Takara replaced by Dakara, we know. When it is, when just letter precedes, then Takara is replaced by Dakara. So Dag plus Dum. You get Dag plus Dum. Dag plus Dum. Then you can apply just as in the number 2. You get Dag plus Dum. And you get Dag Dum. That's the form you get. Dag Dum. So this rule is an exception to, the Dattva Vidhi. That is, Hakara of a Dakara Dhatu will be replaced by Ghakara. Please note it is Ghakara. When it is followed by Jal or at the end of the Padam. So one Gakara replacement comes, then after that, you know the rules to be applied. You apply that rule, that is Takara replaced by Dakara when it precedes a just letter. Here Gakara is a just letter. Therefore, this Takara is replaced by Dakara. So you get Dag plus Dum. Then applying the just with the number 2, you get Dag plus Dum, Dag Dum. The same way, if it is Tva Pratyaya, the form will be, since this is Dakara Dhatu, Akara will be replaced by Gakara. Dag plus Tva, and Takara is there. You have to spot the Takara and following the just letter. So the Takara will be replaced by Dakara. Then applying the just with the number 2 becomes Dag, Dagdva. Dagdva, you get the form? Dagdva. Jnanagni, Dagda Karmani. We saw just now. Jnanagni, Dagda Karmani. So Dagda, the form. Dagda is that which is burnt. That Dagda. Dagda Karmani. So Dagdva you get. So this is the example. Dagdva. Dagdva and Dagdum. So this rule is exception to this Daktva. You can say it's a Daktva Vidhi. When does Dakara comes? Dakara comes in the place of Hakara. And if this Hakara, the Akaranta Dhatu, when it has Dakara, the letter, Varna, then we cannot apply this rule, Daktva. We have to apply the Apavada. Apavada is Dakara will be replaced by Gakara. So that is the rule, the next rule, which I will type in words. You can see 06. I think already I have done this in the Sandhi chart. Maybe you can check that. So it's connected to the previous rule. Therefore, I will type like this. If it is Dakara Dhatu, if it is Dakara Dhatu, then Akara will be replaced by, please note this is Gakara. The condition is same, followed by Jal or at the end of the Padam. Then the Udaharanam for that. Udaharanam is Dag plus Tum becomes Dagdum, or Dag plus Tva becomes Dagdva. Now you see it will be clear. If it is a Dakara Dhatu connected to the previous rule, that is a Dakara Dhatu. Dakaraha Adihi Yasya Saha Dhatuhu, the Dhatoho. The Dhatu beginning with Dakara, specifically Dakara only, Dakara. Then the Hakara will be replaced by Gakara. Applying that rule. This rule is immediately comes after this rule 8 to 32. 8 to 32. So this rule is an exception to the previous one. So this rule is an exception to the previous rule, which is 8 to 30, 31. That is Dattvam. You can say Dattvam. So please note this. There is one more rule is connect to that. That I don't want to say and confuse you now. We will see that later. Okay. So this also I will insert into the Sandhi, the chart. Now we can see the connection between the rules. One is Utsarga, other one is Apavada. The first one, what we saw, the Kutva. Kutva Sandhi, that is Chu will be replaced by the Ku. For that, the next rule is partial exception. 8 to 30, partial exception. All these rules, what we are seeing here, mostly you will find in 8-2 section, starting from 8 to 30 onwards. So this is, Kutva is 8 to 30. And Datva, just now what we saw, Datva, that is 8 to 30, 31. 8 to 31. This is Datva, Akara replaced by Dakara. An exception to this, 8 to 32. So these three rules we can remember together. And there is one more rule connected to 8 to 32. That is Dakara Adidhatu replaced by Dakara. Connected to that we will see. We will see later, maybe next class. So these 6 rules, for these 6 rules, we have seen the pratyaya, tum and twa. If you know this, later the same rule can be applied for the other krit pratyayas like tak, tavatu and all. It will be useful all the way. So I thought of introducing in that section, but I have introduced now itself. That's why I have given the example for tum and twa. And you will see the application of these rules in Subanta also. In Subanta also, derivation of the Shabdas also, you will see the application of this rule. You can, in fact, decline the Shabda like Dak. Dak is a Shabda. Dak Shabda can be declined. Dak with the Kvip Pratyaya. Karantaha Dak Shabda. It is possible. You can decline. In fact, there is a Shabda in the Shabda Manjari. You can check later. Lik, I think it is Lik Shabda. Akarantaha Lik Shabdaha. I think it is Strilinga. So you can decline. Akaranta, there you will see the application of all these rules. Akara is, will you apply Datum or Ghatum? Because this is not a Dakara Dhatu, therefore you apply Datum. This will become lead. No. We will see that. We will see that in the next class. So if you have any doubt in this, you can please ask. Any doubt in this? Or is it too much?
Gee, one
No,
doubt.
Sharanji.
Yeah. Yes, what's the doubt?
So after the
Your voice is not clear.
Gee, after Shtutvam, which is rule 8440, the local Dakara, you said the rule is 8313 or 8315, which means can we go in the reverse in the Tripadi section?
Your voice is not clear. Please say it again.
No, in the Shtutvam rule is 8441.
Okay.
And after that, the replacement of the lopa of the first Dakara, you said the rule is 8316 or something. So which means we are going back, we are going reverse in the Tripadi section. Is it valid?
It's okay. You can, why not? Because the rule is in Tripadi section. Therefore, you have to go there.
For some reason, I thought for some reason, I thought you always have to go in the sequential order, not
always exception will be there. Exception to the general. So since the rule is in the Sapada Saptadhyayi, therefore you have to go there. See, Dakara is born only in Tripadi, and the rule is the same thing. If that is so, then how do you apply this Ru becoming Ukara when we have seen Visarga preceded by Ya followed by Ya, and Visarga is replaced by Ukara. Where is that rule?
Okay, the Rutvam is in 8, but all those.
No. Where is that rule? The Sandhi, where is that Sandhi? Which?
That's 6, chapter 6.
No, it's chapter 6. Yes, right. So which is in chapter 6. And when does in fact, the Ru comes, or Repa comes, or Visarga comes? When does?
Saka, Padanta, Sakara, or
Where is that rule?
that's 8-2 something.
Same logic here. So
Okay.
Ru is born only in 8-2, only in Tripadi. After the birth of Visarga only, you are coming back to Sapada Saptadai and applying this rule 6-1. What is that rule? That 6-1-1-1-3 and 6-1-1-1-4 you apply. So there you apply the same thing here. Because the rule is mentioned only in Sapada Saptadai, therefore you can come back and again you can do the same process. We can go in the order after this.
Oh, okay.
This is what we call in Saṃskṛtam and the Vyakarana Shastra as Vachana Samarthyam. Otherwise, the rule is redundant. We cannot apply the rule at all. Right? But rule is there in the Sapada Saptadhyaya. And for the a rule which is not applied, it's redundant, and it is the letters and the words, all these are unnecessary. This will reduce the Vipaksharatvam, Sutratvam of the sutra. Not required.
Right.
But it is required. Therefore, you have to come back. That is the samadhanam we give for the Akshepa. The same thing applies here also. When Dakara becomes Lopaha, the preceding short and will become Diga. But Dakara itself is, where is it born? It is not born in Sapada Saptadhyaya. It is born only in Tripadi. Therefore, you have to come back. Apply as 631. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Any doubt in this? Please ask. So, almost the Tuman and Twa, all the important rules. All the important rules are covered. One more rule is that it is a rule connected to this this Dakara, the Dhatu. There is an optionality given. That is the only thing left out in this section. That is not when all the other rules are covered. So you can now easily form Tumananta and Twanta with whatever rules you know. You have any doubts in this? Please ask. Yes or no?
No, Sharan.
Probably have to do some examples.
Yes. We will do some examples in that, and we are going to see a lot of examples. The same rules have done with Subhantas and all. I've done in the year. We will see when we are going to do Subhanta and we are going to do other pratyas, Pratanta pratyas, there you will see the application of this rule. So I'll be repeating this rule again and again. So you will not miss it. Okay. So I think we can stop here. And sorry for the Akara, I said become Dakara. I carried over by something. And my eyesight also is not clear. I have eye problem. Okay, so we stop here. If you have any doubts, you can ask me after the class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Did you check the Sandhi, the chart?
No, Sharan.
I sent the last week. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. There, I think I have added all the rules. You can please, to my knowledge, I have added. If it is not there, let me know. I will add the new rules what we saw today. Okay. So this Dattvam and Ghatvam, you can say Ghatvam. Okay. All those rules are added. I think it's added. You can just check that. Examples are not given. Examples I thought I will explain in the class. That's why examples are not added. Maybe I will add the examples and send you the revised one later. Okay, you please go through these examples. If you have doubts, you can ask me. Right? Dhanyavada.
ధన్యవాదాలు సార్.
ధన్యవాద శరణ్.
ధన్యవాదాలు జీ.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాదాలు శరణ్.
ధన్యవాదాలు. Yes.